Here we are in the beautiful Rocky Mountains of Colorado. You've got a cowboy, you've got a very attractive woman who has a child between them.
You have a missing person that just vanishes. That's how this whole case starts.
I will never forget when we first learned there was this mom missing in Woodland Park. She was last seen on surveillance video on Thanksgiving Day with her 1-year-old daughter.
It was the last time Kelsey Berreth was seen in public.
And we're all asking, what mom goes missing and just vanishes without taking their 1-year-old daughter? Kelsey and her mom were really close. They talked often.
So when Cheryl hasn't heard from Kelsey in about a week, she's getting concerned.
She's starting to get worried. She's reaching out to Patrick Frazee.
And it's at this time that Cheryl hears for the first time from Patrick that Kelsey and Patrick, according to Patrick, had split up the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
So when Cheryl learned from her conversation with Patrick on December 2nd that they had ended the relationship, Cheryl was taken back by that.
She's really rather shocked. Cheryl had talked to Kelsey on Thanksgiving. None of this had been brought up in that conversation.
Patrick says that he picked up the baby, that he and Kelsey met in the alley of Kelsey's home to make the exchange of their daughter, and that after that he left and hadn't seen Kelsey since.
And he mentioned that he gave a few items to Kelsey the last time that he had seen her, including a gun and a set of keys as well.
Even though they weren't going to be together as a couple anymore, they were still going to share parental responsibilities 50-50. He had told Cheryl that he had not spoken with Kelsey since Sunday, the 26th of November, and that he had no idea where she was.
Their relationship was over. Maybe she was just vanishing, that she wanted to get out of town. She was done with this. She had just vanished on her own.
Cheryl had asked Patrick to go by Kelsey's house and check on her, and then subsequently ended the conversation. In turn, Cheryl called the Woodland Park Police Department to request a welfare check on Kelsey.
So when Woodland Park Police Department is contacted by Cheryl, they go to her condo in Woodland Park to see if she comes to the door.
The blinds were closed, they knocked on the windows, they knocked on the door, got no answer.
Nothing is really amiss when they go to her condo initially. Both of her cars are still there.
They saw no signs of a struggle, no signs of any foul play.
There's even some baked goods sitting on the counter.
A particular pan that was on the stove that had cinnamon rolls. It wasn't covered up.
They go through the place, they go upstairs, they're looking around. They don't find anything out of sorts.
They aren't able to find Kelsey's keys, Kelsey's cell phone, or her purse. So it does kind of imply potentially that she may have left.
We quickly learned from our conversations with Cheryl that Kelsey's disappearance was completely out of character. It was not something that Kelsey had ever done before.
December 2nd, Cheryl Berreth calls Woodland Park Police to report her daughter, 29-year-old Kelsey Berreth, missing. Police then call 32-year-old Patrick Frazee.
Patrick Frazee tells police not a whole lot of information, that their relationship was over, that he saw her on Thanksgiving Day. He went to her house in Woodland Park, picked up their daughter, and left.
He had not physically seen Kelsey since Thanksgiving, but had been in communication with her by phone.
After Patrick takes the baby, we know that he then goes to Walmart. He describes going to the ATM, and then he goes to have Thanksgiving dinner with his family.
Patrick tells police that the last text he received from Kelsey was,
"Do you really love me?"
Patrick responds, "Why would I bend over backwards and stand behind you through everything if I didn't?" So to answer your question, yes, I do.
The last message that was recorded from Kelsey's phone was in a place called Gooding, Idaho, where it had pinged off a cell phone tower.
800 miles away from Woodland Park, where Kelsey Berreth was last seen in this Safeway surveillance footage Thanksgiving Day.
Modern police work is now tracking down videos in a case. Modern police work is getting these cell towers. And I'll tell you, all those are extremely time-consuming at all levels.
Police discover Kelsey Berreth is captured on another surveillance video after she was last seen at Safeway.
One of Kelsey's neighbors had surveillance footage too. They had a surveillance camera. The camera had been up for personal reasons. That surveillance camera, one of them, actually picked up Kelsey's front door.
What you also see, Patrick with Kelsey, with the baby, going into Kelsey's condo. You see the poinsettia in Kelsey's hand as they're going into that condo.
What we were able to learn from that is that Kelsey did enter her home on Thanksgiving with her daughter and Patrick, but we never saw Kelsey leave. The only person that we saw leave was Patrick.
Kelsey's family is about to make a shocking discovery that police's first search of Kelsey's apartment missed.
We are no longer thinking that Kelsey's missing, but that some sort of violent act, foul play is involved in Kelsey's disappearance. So it changes the investigation dramatically.
Kelsey's mom, Cheryl, was very concerned and knew something was wrong. She came out to Colorado with Kelsey's brother to look for Kelsey.
When Kelsey's family got into the townhouse, they started looking around for anything the police might have missed.
There is a weird film on lots of items in Kelsey's condo, like on the TV, on the appliances. It was odd to Cheryl, and she noted it.
Cheryl had talked about how there was a particular floor mat in the bathroom that she saw in October that was no longer there.
None of Kelsey's clothes were missing. Her toothbrush was still there. Everything that Kelsey would have taken with her was still there. Makeup, clothes.
I don't think this ever looked like a Thanksgiving where she was planning to leave town. All indications were that she was planning to be with Patrick Frazee on Thanksgiving, so nothing really seemed to add up that she was planning to vanish.
Kelsey's brother woke up one morning and he went to the bathroom and he notices something in the corner of his eye, and it's this little speck of red. And he says, wait a minute, is that blood?
When police searched the bathroom, they were able to find blood and fluid all over that bathroom.
The bathroom basically glowed. We knew at that point that there had been something that occurred in that bathroom, a very significant bloodletting type, or what we believe to be a bloodletting event.
Investigators test the blood for a DNA profile.
They were able to use DNA evidence to link that back to Kelsey Berreth. We also know that they found an unknown male DNA and another unknown female DNA in that bathroom.
After Kelsey Berreth's disappearance, there was very little information given publicly. Woodland Park police kind of held their cards closer to their chest.
We are treating Kelsey's disappearance as a missing persons case at this time. We have not identified anyone as a suspect and are asking the public for any information that might help us find her.
Her mom came out and gave emotional sound at this press conference where she was crying, asking Kelsey to come home.
She's not the kind that runs off. This is completely out of character. Someone knows where she's at. Kelsey, we just want you home. Call us if you can, and we won't quit looking.
And we noticed that Patrick Frazee wasn't there. So we were curious. We wanted to know, where's Patrick at?
Chief, I understand that Patrick was invited today. Why is he not here?
That is a question you'd have to ask him.
Is he being cooperative?
Yes, at this time, yes.
He had made attempts to talk to Patrick, but Patrick invoked his right to counsel and would not talk to us again.
Investigators take a look at the digital forensics here, and they start looking at, phones, emails.
They also use video from a neighbor's surveillance camera to verify Patrick's movement on Thanksgiving Day and confirm that the couple did enter the apartment at 1:23 p.m.
We never saw Kelsey leave. The only person that we saw leave was Patrick.
But police say the same surveillance camera contradicts Patrick's story that he was having Thanksgiving with his family, 15 miles away in Florissant at 4:30 p.m.
Between 1 o'clock in the afternoon on Thanksgiving to about 4:30 in the afternoon of Thanksgiving 2018, Patrick is seen on the neighbor's surveillance coming in and out of Kelsey's apartment several times.
A missing woman.
What did you see? I saw blood all over the floor.
Leaves police baffled.
We didn't have a clue.
Who is hiding the truth?
Someone knows where she's at.
Lies, Crimes, and Video. New episode Sunday at 10 on HLN.